Once you've got your stop at obedience level, then you can start looking at your rhythm. So on the shaping scale, remembering that we've got basic attempt and the obedience, and that's from the light, aid, and an immediate response. And so we can actually look now at rhythm, and it's a really good place to be in terms of getting a really consolidated step back and therefore your stop response. So what the difference is here is the maintenance of this step back has to be from your continual steps. After you signaled for the first step, then you start walking quite clearly with the horse, and I actually add in a signal to stop walking. So I say, and whoa, just so that they know that that's the end of the stepping or the continued step. So here I do it with Dawn, and thinking that she was ready for rhythm. But what actually happens is she gets quite heavy, so you'll just see I attempt the continuation, and I just ask for too many. I have to keep going until she becomes light in that head collar, but she's really not ready for that continuation of that many steps. So we shape back down here. So this is a quick assessment. Okay, that was too hard. We'll go back to just 2 steps. When you've got your stop in place, you really want to use it for any quickening of the legs. Here, Dawn, and in the following clip, Hazel as well. It's when they didn't have the taps to the legs to mean step back, and it's just a bit harder to stop them, but you're deleting the flight response. So when you do get any behavior that shows tension, or it is the flight response in action, and that can include to headbutting or biting, striking. So anything that we associate with the flight response, you want to slow the legs. You want to stop or slow or step back depending on what behaviour you've got. This can also include any sort of mugging behaviour. Poppet does a very mild attempt at going for the food bag, and I'm just going to step that back in case it progressed to mugging. Sebi pushes through, and so he has to step back. And it's a really effective way of just deleting the flight response. So any tension can be deleted. So the same for Sebi in this one. He's a very fidgety boy and struggles to stand still. So any kind of bite or nudge or anything, he gets stepped back. And I've heard it described by others as a punishment, but it's really not, because you're actually just deleting the flight response and embedding a really clear stop. Once you've got your stop in place with the whip taps, you are then on the road to Training Park. It goes alongside with Go, because the horse isn't following your feet. They only must go from a signal for Go. But also here you can just use those whip taps to pop them back into the park. So it just provides real clarity that you don't move until I say otherwise. And you can see here this is her first repetition, and she's finding that pretty hard. She gets better, of course, over the session. Being consistent and really watching the feet, even in this moment of some lovely scratches, not wanting him to step. But this is a really interesting point, and I get asked a lot. Here he squares up, and you could acknowledge that he's just getting his balance. In the learning stages, I do like to just double check and just reinforce that step back.